we're going to plant out these cabbages this morning. They're a variety called lodero, a red cabbage, and we're going to plant them in this raised bed. This bed's been provided by Vegega. They come in all different sizes, different shapes, different depth. This is quite a deep one that we're using today, and obviously it's round. They do come with a safety cover for the top of the bed, which is really nice, a really good feature actually. Because there's one or two sharpish edges on it. They're dead easy to assemble, just nuts and bolts. You're free to go, you don't have to line them with anything. They don't have a base, so if you're going to site it on soil, that's fine. If not, then you might need to put a base in them, some description. What we've actually done is we've upturned some large buckets, because it's a bit deep for what we want, but we've upturned some large buckets and we've sort of lined it so that all the compost doesn't just run away. Very sturdy, ideal really. So we're going to plant out these lodero cabbage. They have been hardened off for a week, so they've been left outside during the day so that they can get accustomed to the daytime temperature. We shouldn't get any frost now, so we should be fine to plant them out. So I'm just going to put 6 in this bed, and I'm going to plant them reasonably deep because cabbages tend to blow in the winds and they can damage them. These have been grown on in these deep yogurt pots, which is ideal for cabbages. So you see it's got a really good root system, and all I'm going to do is just gently disturb the roots at the bottom so that they can grow away. The soil is just basic compost with some topsoil and some of our garden compost from our compost bin. Because cabbages do like rich soil, but they also like it to be free draining. So it's quite a sandy mixture, but it's got plenty of garden compost in. And I'm really firming them in well because they like to be in firmly. As you can see, I planted it reasonably deeply. So that hopefully will be quite sturdy and won't rock in the wind, because that's where you get your damage. So I'm just going to pop these in. I'll pop the label in as well.
Quite a nice foliage.
They're lovely. Yeah, they're a lovely colour. I mean, when you look at some of these leaves, quite attractive. They'd be lovely in like a cottage garden.
Yeah.
If you put them in amongst your cottage garden flowers. But the leaves are really beautiful, really. Fantastic. No, fantastic colours.
Yeah.
But I have given them a good watering this morning as well, about an hour ago. So, I mean, we'll have to provide some protection from cabbage white butterflies, but we'll net them. You can use fleece, but I prefer to use netting because it lets the light through better. It keeps the butterflies out just the same. You get more ventilation than with fleece. Yeah, if we're growing, let's say we're growing parsnips and you want to grow them really long, then I wouldn't have put anything in the bottom to, because it will take an awful lot of compost and soil just to fill the bed. It's a nice height though, this one, I've got to say. It's nice to work at, it's a lovely height to work at. For me anyway, it's spot on. If you're concerned about the cabbage white and you want to, give them a chance as well, which is fair enough, why not just grow some sacrificial plants? Just pop a couple of plants in corner of your garden with no protection on them, and they'll decimate them. Might look a lot, but obviously this bed's in a really sunny position. Cabbages like the sun as well, so we'll feed them with seed feed extra, probably every 10 days or so, just to promote the green leafy growth, or in this case purple. And really with any veg and flowers, you're better off giving them a real good soak once a week rather than a little bit every day, because it'll just evaporate and they won't get it. That water there will go right down to the roots and they'll get a good drink. And because they're planted deep, the roots are deep, well below the surface, so even if the surface dries out a couple of inches, the roots are down in where the moisture is, and we've put a layer of garden compost in about 6 to 8 inches down, so that'll hold the moisture as well. So the next thing we need to do is put the protection in against the cabbage white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in these canes. I'm going to put them round the outside of the bed, and then on each one I'm going to pop a yogurt pot, and then we'll drape the netting over the top and secure it around the bottom. It needs to be tight so that birds can't get trapped in it. The only drawback with this bed really is that it'd be great if there was sort of a hook on it that you could just hook netting on, or fleece or something similar to, just something like that. So if there was like a hook, you could just hook it on and pull it tight. And that'd be brilliant. You'd only need sort of maybe 10, 12 around the outside of this bed. But something like that we could just hook on your netting, because it'll be quite awkward to tie it in place. But other than that, I think they're great. We put plenty in. I'm just popping these on the top, as I say, just for the netting to sit on. And it's just another use for your yogurt pot. I can trim these down. I mean, I want to, they'll probably grow sort of 18 inches, 2 foot.
Yeah.
So, but what you don't want is the netting to be touching the foliage, because the cabbage white will lay their eggs through the netting. So I'll just get the netting. Taboo. You're going to be the new internet sensation, George. I think we might need to do one way then other as well.